we want to introduce our guest, returning for her second trip here to Mud Puppet Studios.
That's right.
Missy PAWLAK.
Rarefied air. Not too many people venture back into these studios.
It's very, very rare. Missy, you are a middle school teacher.
I am.
You are a chair for Lincoln Park Relay for Life.
I am the mission chair.
And you are a captain of PAWLAK's Insomniacs. That is your team.
That is my team.
Year after year there. And you decided, you wanted to, last year we had so much fun when you came in and talked to us. You want to come back and talk to the Mud Puppets again. So my first question is, what's wrong with you? Why would you ever come back?
Especially women, especially tend, once they've been here once, they never return.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of it is you guys just make me laugh so much.
Oh,
and
wow.
the kids love you guys. So they were kind of pushing me to want to come back.
Well, we appreciate that. We really like to hear that.
Positive influence on the kids.
Making the youth of America Mud Puppets fans is our #1 goal. That's what we've been pushing all along. Now, for those who don't know, if they didn't see our episode last year, they're not familiar, what's Relay for Life? Missy, tell us what it is, what it's kind of all about.
Relay for Life is a cancer walk that's done to raise money for various reasons. It can be for wigs, beautification packets, helping pay for hotels for people going through chemo, helping give rides for chemo treatments, and it's all coming back to the Downriver community. Yeah. And that's something that we're very proud of. So we get out there and we raise a lot of money. It used to be 24 hours, but this year it's 14.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you about that. This year it's going to be May 2nd.
May 2nd.
It's going to start at 10 a.m. and it's going to run until midnight. Now, before, like you said, it was a 24-hour event. Why was there that change there? Why was that?
Well, in the American Cancer Society, they have been looking at what works and what doesn't. Yeah. A lot of times it gets really super cold at night, so a lot of people go home, so we lose a lot of our audience.
Sure.
So we wanted to end it on a high note, and while everybody's there and everybody's in the spirit of it, to actually just let them go with that amazing feeling instead of waking up the next day and being cranky and crabby and cold and miserable. So we wanted to end on a high note.
I think that's a good idea, because one of the things at Relay for Life is everyone walks around and there's food for sale, there's arts and crafts for sale, there's silent auction going on, there's all these things happening. And then obviously at night, most of that's kind of shut down, and it's not. So I actually think that's a good move to end it on a high note there, and you're still getting all the fundraising money, you're still getting people coming in buying all the things.
And you don't have to supervise the kids overnight, right?
Right.
Yeah.
God knows what they get up to.
We don't want the kids running wild all throughout,
I can tell you at that age,
overnight.
had I been left in a park overnight, shenanigans would have ensued.
You were left in a park several times, if I remember right. Your parents just...
Well, they attempted.
They tried.
I was like a dog. I smelled my way back home.
Yeah, he found his way, and that explains a lot about why. This is why we don't want the kids out overnight. They would become this, and
fair point.
Anarchy would reign. Now, one big change this year is the venue. It's been at Council Point Park for a number of years. We're going to Youth Center Park in Lincoln Park. Some people may be more familiar calling it Gregory Park.
Gregory Park.
The Lincoln Park Community Center. Youth Center Park, why the change? Why the move there?
Well, actually, we started off there. When we first started to do Relay, we started off at Gregory Park, and then we grew too big for the surrounding. So we moved to Council Point. Over the years, we've lost a few teams, so we wanted to get back to our roots and kind of re-energize.
And I've heard one of the big advantages, and now this is from a logistical standpoint, is they have power places, more places to plug people in, and also you're going to be right there on Dix. It's very noticeable. People driving by, maybe it's some more foot traffic. Council Point Park's a little bit, if the viewers are at all familiar with Lincoln Park, it's a little bit tucked away.
Yeah.
So
this is
hopefully
more centrally located.
Yeah, some more foot traffic, people driving by notice and say, hey, what's happening up here?
Well, you got right there the community center, and not to mention it's where Lincoln Park Days sell every year. So I think it's a good change for visibility. For
I absolutely agree with that.
My favorite change though is that there's shade.
yeah, there's going to be trees. If it's a hot day, that's nice. You don't have to be out in the heat. And especially considering, this is an event, a lot of people who are going through cancer treatments or maybe, a little ill, a little frail. It's nice that they have a place in the shade. They can, they don't have to be out in the sun if they don't want to be.
Yeah, I didn't hear anybody complaining about being out in the sun last year at the event.
I was complaining about it.
Yeah, I know. All day.
It's hot.
It's hot.
I run hot.
Sweating buckets.
Listen, Joel.
There was splashback. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, well, if you were a good friend and cousin, you would just deal with that silently. You would wear the poncho I gave you, and you would just not bring it up.
Everyone has their threshold, right?
Well, it should be a lot higher. Now, Missy, I do want to bring up your team, PAWLAK's Insomniacs. It is made up of your middle school students, each and every year. How did that come about with you deciding to make up a team with the middle school students, and also how did last year go for you guys as far as your fundraising and all that?
I was approached about 10 years ago by the American Cancer Society when I took over the National Junior Honor Society, and they asked if I would be interested, and I'm very interested because I lost family members to cancer. And so I brought it to my National Junior Honor Society and asked if this was something they would like to do. They said yes. Yeah. And so we started off with 30 kids the first year, and it was absolutely freezing. But they had such a great time. They wanted to keep doing it and keep doing it. And it's now grown. We have over 150 kids on my team. Yeah. It is comprised of my middle school, high schoolers that keep coming back because they want to be a part of that experience, and parents and cancer patients that have just been with us and known us and just want to be a part of that group.
Yeah, and I think it's awesome to see, to see a lot of times people will talk about the youth of today. Oh, it's always they're not as good as they were when I was a kid. We had respect and we did this and that. So I think positive examples like this are kind of a nice thing to see of these are kids who are taking time to fundraise, to go to the event, to help their community. And that's always a positive message when you see that. Hey, I'll admit, when I was a teenager, I was macking on the chicks.
No, you weren't.
You
weren't doing any of that.
I was out there, you know what I mean, just cruising around.
Now wait.
My leather jacket on.
Oh, okay, you're just going too far with all of this now.
And I didn't care about charity. I didn't care about helping anyone out. I was a rebel.
Okay, now you're making Fonzie's references. You're always complaining about people mistaking you for being older than what you are.
Well, I went to high school.
You just made a Fonzie reference.
I graduated from high school in 1957.
I'm starting to believe it.
A lot of people don't know that.
I'm starting to believe it.
And I had my Brill cream. I still had hair then. My Brill cream in. It was fun.
It was thinning though. It was thinning.
It was thinning. Since the 50s.
He was quite upset about it.
But no, honestly, to see the kids there and to know that they're giving back and having fun, I mean, that's got to be super rewarding for you as a teacher.
It's an amazing thing to watch because the kids are out there and they're helping other teams, and teams want to be by us, and especially the grandma team, Calvary Crushers.
Yeah.
They love being right next to us because they love the kids. And our kids work really, really hard for a good 5 months of fundraising, and they brought in almost $14,000 last year.
Wow, that's awesome. Now, one cool thing this year is we have you in here early enough. The event is the first weekend there in May. People can still join a team if they want.
Absolutely.
So how did you go about joining a team or forming your own team?
You would go to www.relayforlife.org, and there are set directions. So all you have to do is follow the prompts and just get out there and have a good time.
All right, now we're going to get into our quiz here.
I want to ask one question, though.
Yeah.
Now, Missy, I don't want to get you in any trouble, but it irks me. I'm going to tell, I don't know if I've ever spoke about it in the show, but I'll admit this. I don't know if you know this. I was a substitute teacher for 7 years.
I did not know that.
Yeah. I think I actually subbed for you once.
Really?
Sorry. I may have eaten some Pringles that were in the classroom.
I do love the Pringle.
You did have cans of Pringles.
I did.
Yeah, there was some hot mustard. I'd never tried it. I was like, he won't notice a couple. And they were good. Anyways, I wanted to ask you, we hear so much about the school system. How full of crap are these politicians?
To to the limit, to the top of their head.
I wanted to hear it from a teacher.
I think if they actually stepped in a classroom, they'd be shocked and would totally rethink everything they're doing.
It's always fun to hear from people who don't work the job how they're going to fix it.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Now, before we go into our quiz, one note for the viewers out there: the Mud Puppets are going to be the MCs at this year's Relay for Life. Seems like a bad idea to me, but we're going to go with it. We're going to do it.
No, and absolutely not. You guys did fabulous last year coming in. The kids absolutely adore you.
Well,
one of the greatest moments was the cone of shame.
Yes.
The cone of shame. That was fun.
That was very fun, and we'll put the link up to that video for people that can check that out from last year. All right, we want to get into our quiz. You're returning guests. It's about great returns. If you get it right, you're going to hear this. Wrong.
Went 5 for 5 last year.
5 for 5.
See if you can do it again.
Oh,
And
pressure.
I hear from a good source that you've always wanted a pony
I did.
or a unicorn. We'll tell you, if you win, you're going to get 2 ponies. And not only that, they come with a little brush. You can comb their hair. I was using it earlier right here.
Well, now
Awesome.
it's trash.
Yeah.
So that's got lice now, but don't worry about that.
Awesome. Yes.
I want to keep that.
Thanks.
That's actually really good for my beard. All right, question 1. What Lord of the Rings character dies battling a Balrog in the Mines of Moria, but makes a stunning return later on?
Frodo?
Oh, Gandalf.
Okay.
You're not enough of a nerd.
I'm not.
This animated Fox sitcom was canceled after 3 seasons, but returned to Fox in 2005 and has produced, to this point, 10 more seasons.
Simpsons?
Family Guy.
Gonna need to run the table.
You need to run the table. This might be more up your alley. This is history. Apollo 12, the second manned U.S. spacecraft to land on the moon, it did so in what year?
1969?
That's correct.
Okay, she's alive.
This basketball star retired to play minor league baseball before returning to the NBA and winning 3 more championships.
Michael Jordan?
That's correct.
Oh, it comes
If you
down
get
to
this, returning to store shelves in July 2013 after being unavailable for nearly 9 months was this sponge cake-based treat.
Twinkie.
That's right.
Oh,
She did it again. I thought she was done. Give her the ponies.
Oh,
Give her.
yay.
She doesn't want that.
I don't want that.
You don't want the comb?
No, you keep it.
I'll keep
There
it.
you go.
Wow.
That's soothing. Thank you, Missy, so much for coming back.
Thanks for letting me be back.
Everyone's going to check out Relay for Life. Go up there, join a team, start a team, have fun.
We'll be there. Come see
Mud
the
Puppets
Mud
will be
Puppets.
there. That's right.
You know what we're gonna see now, Ryan?
What's that?
You know, we've been talking about our podcast
Yes.
last few episodes. We got a little promo. You guys can see what you've been missing out on that podcast.